Whether it's surprising or not to tell you, our game plan was really to chase them off the three-point line, and we knew it was going to be a grind to score against them. But I really just think we were coming off of such a high yesterday, shocked early. We really needed to get those couple of boards and give us some confidence we could get them stopped. And, when they're hitting shots, we're not able to push the ball and get some easy buckets against a very good half-court set defensive team. So when they're shooting like that and moving the ball as quickly as they did, I really felt that some of our kids felt that their heads were kind of spinning to start the first couple of minutes, and that just ingested so much confidence into the other team. So it took a minute to kind of quiet that down. I mean, we ended up holding them to 10 in the second quarter, but as we all know, as she said, details matter so much here, and if you get down that big, it's going to be pretty impossible to climb out of.
Yeah, I think we can take a lot of good out of this weekend. We made history by getting our first conference win as a school in the Division I era, and so I think, and we beat a really good team, and then today we played a veteran team who's been here before, who knows what it takes, and I think just getting that first win and getting to the semifinals, we all kind of learned how rewarding getting this far is, and next year is just going to make us want it even more. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. South Dakota State has a really good crowd, and obviously I'm familiar with a lot of them just because I'm from here, and so yeah, it was fun to be able to make some shots in front of them, and because I don't really get to play in front of people that I know that often. I think I really had to learn how to be a more detailed player. At the college level, it's a much more detailed game. You have to focus on the little things because, like Coach has talked about, the margins are so small between the teams who win and the teams who lose. So just focusing on those details and continuing to get better at those. As far as team bonding goes and getting that big win against a really good athletic team, and it was fun just knowing, that we can do it and we can get this far. So
I wouldn't say it's intimidating. I think you appreciate it. It's something that I know their fan base has really worked hard to and very proud of. I'm fortunately from an Iowa State background where we had similar amount of crowds, and so it's something that you can use, and our girls were very, very excited to play in front of that. But what that crowd does for you is it kind of it makes you have to communicate more and more urgently, and you have to really have a great chemistry set to know, because sometimes you can't hear what the other one is saying, whether you're staying or switching. So I think when you're kind of get stuck or starstruck by that environment, you can't hear each other, it might feel that it's taking you a little bit out of the game. So I think it's always exciting to play in front of that many people when it comes March time. So it can be distracting a little bit, but I would say it's also infuses a lot of energy to both teams. I did, and honestly, our team, if you kind of look at it, we've been up and down, a lot of new ones and a lot of youth. Yesterday we played a very complete game, so we've been known to come back on teams, and I thought we could close that gap a little bit more, but again, I think to his point of what he was saying, it was a little loud in there. I don't think we quite knew sometimes what we were directly in on some of the mismatches we want to get since they switch everything, and which allowed us to second guess and kind of fumble the ball a little bit. I wasn't surprised in Ellie's ability to shoot the basketball. It was going to be a question of whether she was going to be open or not, and we were going to be able to find her. I believe she's top 3 or 4 in the conference in three-point field goal percentage, and she's a knockdown shooter. We're really looking to expand her game and hopefully off the dribble a little bit more, but she's aware of what this environment is like. She grew up in this state, so I think she's probably more mentally prepared for what it was going to be like than even some of our other kids. The only players on our roster that even know what postseason looks like are transfers sitting out. So we've been telling them over and over again of this is what you play for. It's an amazing experience to make it to postseason. NCAA experiences makes it all worth it. So they've been in a long grind, especially having 6 freshmen, 10 new ones, and they weren't quite sure what was at the end of the tunnel, but this gave us a glimpse and a lot of confidence for something to play for going forward. And as she said, we didn't play a clean, pretty game necessarily today, but the margin of error is so small, and I really think you keep them off the boards, you locate shooters earlier, that you give yourself a chance. And so instilling those details into this team going forward, I think they grew up a lot, and this week showed them what's possible and what you're playing for. Ellie is always going to have, shooter's always going to have a spot on your team. I love her length. She comes from a basketball family they have prepped her well to what it takes. So her work ethic, she's been the most consistent newcomer that we've had as far as work ethic, but I think she's very well prepped by her family, and just coming from a strong basketball background, she can shoot the ball like crazy. She really can. So we're really looking forward to expanding her game off the dribble, because obviously people are going to be keying on her. Well, we're definitely going to have quite a different schedule going into next year. We've definitely amped things up. For us, we feel like we don't just want to exist in Division I. We definitely want to raise the bar to what two teams in this home state have done. So for us to contend with them and to compete with them, we're really going to have to amp things up on a schedule stem front. We have some very talented transfers sitting out that will be eligible next year. We'll add a lot of physical play, versatility for us. Hopefully we have everyone back, and our young ones got a ton of experience this year. I mean, you see at the end, fourth quarter, I have, I think, 4 freshmen out on the floor. So they have that experience. You have hopefully everyone back. Your team chemistry is better. You have people that have been through it. I mean, Michaela Shaw, as I said yesterday, is the only player on our team that has played more than 1 year of Division I basketball. So with that being said, I think we just gained a ton of experience and confidence going into next year.